Hey there, Math Stars! Mrs. Drum here for another lesson on fractions. Today we are going to add fractions that have different denominators. What? Can we do that? Of course we can! Are you ready for me to show you how? Let's get started! Before we begin our lesson, let's review some things we need to know that will help us today. Work with your partner to fill in the blanks in the statements under the review section. Pause the video and replay when you are ready to check your work. In order to add or subtract fractions, the denominators have to be the same. When the denominators are not the same, you need to list the multiples of both denominators until you find the first least common multiple. The least common multiple is the new denominator. Multiply the original fraction by a number in order to get a fraction with the new denominator. Then add or subtract the fractions. Don't forget to write your answer as a mixed number if needed. Let's look at number 1 for today's lesson. We have 3/4 plus 1/2. Our first step is to look at the fractions. We need to ask ourselves, are the denominators the same? If the answer is yes, then we can add them. If the answer is no, then we need to change the fraction so that they have the same denominator. To change the denominator, we need to list the multiples of both denominators to see which one they have in common. Now, my general rule is to start by listing the first 3 multiples. So, the multiples of 2 are 2, 4, 6. The multiples of 4 are 4, 8, 12. The least common multiple is 4. Now I need to change my fractions so both fractions have a denominator of 4. Since 3/4 already has a denominator of 4, I can move to the next one. In order to change 1/2 into 3/4, I need to think, what do I multiply 1/2 by to get fourths? The answer is 2. So I need to multiply the numerator by 2 as well, and I'll get 2/4. Now I have 3/4 plus 2/4. When I add the fractions, I get 5/4. Since it is an improper fraction, I need to change it to a mixed number. I can pull out 4/4, and then I will have 1/4 left over. So my answer is 1 1/4. Look at number 2. We have 2/3 and 3/6. Are the denominators the same? No, so I have to list the multiples of 3 and 6 until I find one they have in common. Go ahead and list the first 3 multiples of 3 and 6. Pause the video while you work and replay when you are ready. The first 3 multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9. The first 3 multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18. What is the common multiple of 3 and 6? Pause the video and circle the common multiple on your paper. The common multiple is 6. Change 2/3 into 6. Think about what you have to multiply 3 by to get 6. Pause the video while you work. So we have to multiply 3 by 2 to get 6. So now we have to multiply the numerator by 2 as well. 2 times 2 is equal to 4. So now I have 4/6. Now I need to add 4/6 plus 3/6. I get an answer of 7/6. And because I have an improper fraction, I need to change it to a mixed number. So I can pull out 6/6, which I know is equal to 1 whole, and I have 1/6 left over. So my answer is going to be 1 1/6. Look at number 3. We have 5/6 plus 1/3. The denominators are not the same. So we need to list the first 3 multiples of 3 and 6. Then we need to change the fractions. Pause the video while you work. The first 3 multiples of 3 are 3, 6, 9. The first 3 multiples of 6 are 6, 12, 18. The least common multiple here is 6. Since 5/6 is already in a sixth, I'm going to keep it. I need to change 1/3 into sixths. I need to think about what I need to multiply 3 by to get 6. The answer is 2. So I also need to multiply my numerator by 2. So 1 times 2 equals 2. So now I have 5/6 plus 2/6, which equals 7/6. Now, since this is an improper fraction, I need to change it into a mixed number. So I can pull out 6/6, which is equal to 1 whole, and have 1/6 left over. So now my answer is 1 1/6. Look at number 4. Try this one on your own. Pause the video while you work and replay when you are ready to check your work. The first step is to list the first 3 multiples of 5 and 10. The multiples of 5 are 5, 10, 15. The multiples of 10 are 10, 20, 30. The least common multiple here is 10. Now I need to change the fractions into tenths. 4/5 can be multiplied by 2 in order to get tenths. So 4 times 2 is equal to 8. So now I have 8/10. 7/10 does not need to be changed. So now I can add 8/10 plus 7/10, which is going to give me 15/10. I need to pull out 1 whole, which is going to be 10/10. I will have 5/10 left over. So my answer is going to be 1 5/10. Your assignment is to work on the problem set, just the evens. Check your work with the answer keys at the front of the room. If you need to make corrections, please do so. Put your packet in your Shark folder when you're done. Then you will need to complete the exit ticket. Make sure your name is on it and turn it into the turn-in tray when you are done. Great job working hard today. I'll see you next time.